Students don't often realize how important it is to generate body movement through your hips. They focus far too much on moving their feet rather than making their hips move their body. Here are a few exercises in both Kihon and Kumite which help the students realize how important it is to use their hips to make their body move. This first exercise is simply stepping to your left and right and punching Gakuzuki. Many students from the preparation point will step, then engage their hips to punch. What this exercise is trying to focus on is the hips generating the body movement and the power for the punch in one decisive action. From here, engage the hip at the same time and punch. It's very important to get the timing of your foot, hip, shoulder and punching hand all the same time. At the same time pivoting on your heel. So from this position, pivot on your right heel, and as your foot lands, your hip engages and your punch is released. In this second exercise, we're starting from Zenkustachi, Hamni. From here we punch Gakuzuki. Then as we return to Hamni, we extend this feeling round to make Gakuzuki the opposite direction. It's very important that we use this hip rotation to generate body movement. Ha! In the next exercise, we're adding to the complexity of the hip movement. From Gakuzuki, we're squeezing our inner thigh muscles and making Shomen Dachi with our supporting leg pointing forward, and then stepping Naikan block back stance. Then from here, using the power in our back leg to drive forward, Gakuzuki. From this contraction, we expand to Hamni Dachi and Kokutsu Dachi, and then drive forward into Shomen Dachi front stance. Ha! The last exercise we're doing is slightly more complicated. But remember, each time the emphasis should be on the hips generating body movement. From Gakuzuki, squeeze your inner thigh muscles, facing forward, and step in, Kibarachi, Hamni, Giranbarai. From here, prepare for Agyuke, and then twist your hips back to make back stance, Hamni Dachi. Then lastly, drive forward, Gakuzuki. So from here, hips square, then Hamni as you make Giranbarai. Hip square, then Hamni as you make Agyuke. And then finally, hip square Gakuzuki. Ha! We can use the same principles in Ju Kumite. Whether we are preparing to kick or punch, or simply moving towards our opponent, we can use our hips to generate stronger and faster movements. In this first example, we start from a neutral Jukamai. We imagine feinting Gakuzuki by driving our hips forward. From this position, we've loaded our front leg, and we can release this power to generate movement forward and punch Kazamazuki. The second example is opposite. We imagine feinting Kazamazuki and driving the body slightly forward. From this position, we've loaded our back hip, and we can release the power forward to deliver Gakuzuki. The last example is slightly different. From this neutral position, we're using our hip to drive our body in a 45-degree angle. From this point, it's easy to deliver Mawashigeri, Yokogeri or Gakuzuki to the opponent.